Hey guys, I love this one closer. It's been a minute. I don't even remember the last. I don't even remember the last video. I feel like maybe it was a vlog. But yeah, I'm back. It's a new year, so this is gonna be. It's gonna seem. This is a video I'm filming a month late because I wanted to do this video and then was just super busy over the holidays that I and then my birthday was followed a couple weeks after Christmas, and then sister had a birthday. It's been a lot. It's been a lot, to say the least. But in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys all the books that I read back in 2023 and kind of like give a little book review on it. So yeah, let's get into it. You guys probably could tell or couldn't tell based off my book shopping vlog. I've only did one of them that I love to read. So, but I'm not like, I always had like school or sports, so I didn't get to always read so often. But like, and I'm doing this video and then I'm gonna film another video. I don't know if I want to do it today. I feel like I might want to save it and then put something cuter on or whatnot. But yeah, so let's get to it. This first series I read was the off-campus series by Elle Kennedy. I devoured the deal, the first book in the series. I absolutely loved it. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, Garrett, for those of you who've read, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you who haven't, read this book. Read it. I just thought that, you know, Hannah and Garrett's story was just so cute, you know. And I mean, it's not a long book. It varies, but I read this one pretty fast. I feel like it was a 2-day thing for me when I read this book. But yeah, and I had just recommended this book to my cousin because she asked me a couple days ago. I was so happy when she asked me for book recs. I was literally like, spicy or non-spicy? She said she'll give spicy a try. So I was like, what could be something that has some spice but it's not too much spice so it'll like be overwhelming for her? And I don't know, I thought of this series, and we literally went to First Light bookstore. They didn't have it there, but she'd never been there, she wanted to check it out. And then we went to Barnes and Nobles and got this book. She read this in 2 days. She texted me. She was like, oh my gosh, I stayed up late last night reading. I'm already halfway through the book. I was so happy. You don't know how happy I was that she loved something I recommended to her. Because mind you, I've been getting on her, well, not getting on her, but I've been mentioning books, reading. Me, her, and one of my other cousins tried to do a book club. No, they never even read the book that we all got. Still to this day, that irks me. So I was like, okay, well, guess reading's not for everyone. But she hopped back on that train, and I'm just so excited because the stuff she's been texting me while she's reading it, she finished it already. She was like, I'm so sad I read it so fast. Y'all, it was so good. She went and bought the rest of the series online, and it's supposed to get here this week, I think, or next week. But I told her to let me know what she thinks of the second book, which is The Mistake. I also loved this one, but I feel like, in my opinion, it wasn't as good and just juicy as Hannah and Garrett's story. Everyone has their own opinion. That's just mine. But it was still good. Like, I was able to read it pretty fast. I don't know if it was 2 days. Probably more like 3-4 days. But it was still a cute story. And Logan, he's still, I mean, he's still good looking, okay? All right. There's that. And this, the third one. And this review, I'm not really going through like the storyline because I feel like back of the book just sums it up for the most part. So I'm not really, okay, I won't say I'm not really good, but I'm only pinpointing like the characters in the book and maybe like how I thought they're like a love story or whatever. This one, the third book. I read this. I read this one pretty fast too. 2 days. I read this one as fast as I did the first one. Dean. He's just, I don't know, he's just, him and Allie are so cute. Like, there's just something about, I wouldn't say it's forbidden, but like, they had to keep it on the DL because it was like one of his close friends' girlfriend's best friend, and she was off limits to him, and he didn't look at her like that from, you know, the beginning, but then, like, I don't know, something in him switched one night when, you know, they had to hang, and then on it was down here from there. So I love this book. It's so cute. This book, it's called The Goal. Can you see that? The lighting, excuse the lighting, y'all. But this one's called The Goal. Gosh, it's gonna bother me. It's like, anyways, I don't know how to feel about this one. This one took the longest for me to read in the series. And I don't know, I just feel like Tucker, he's a sweetheart. He is. And he knows how to get down when it's time, but I don't know what to say. It just wasn't so exciting for me. So yeah, there's that. The Legacy. This is like the follow-up on, and it kind of covers all the couples' stories, like after, like where they are after the book you read on them. So it covers all the couples of all the books I just showed you. And yeah, one of them ended up, you know, getting married, had a wedding. The other one got proposed to, the other one eloped, and then one of them had a surprise pregnancy. When I saw that, I was just like, I'm trying to guess, like, who could be who? And I was right on some, not wrong, you know, wrong on a few, but yeah. And I feel like it's kind of the same, like, there's up to a certain chapter, it covers different couples. So, like, the first few chapters, it covers one couple, and then it switches to a different couple. There's like part 2 and all that stuff. So, but it's like The Deal. I love that story. Mistake, I liked it. The Score, I loved that story. The Goal, it was alright. So reading this, if you read this and you're kind of similar to me, and to the sense where some books are, you like better than the others, it's gonna be the same for this. All the guys are, you know, friends. They play on the same hockey team. And then the girls, they became friends. Well, Hannah and Allie were already friends. Grace then became friends with them because of, became friends with them because that, you know, Grace started dating Logan, and Garrett and Hannah were together, so they kind of became friends that way. And then Sabrina ended up following along not short after. So, yeah, the stories, there's still mentions to other characters in it. So that's why I was like, I'll persevere and read. But yeah, so off-campus series, off the list, checked off the list. And that's a total of 5 books in the series. Next up, I'm currently reading this series. I'm on the 2nd book. This is Twisted Love. Now, I feel like a lot of you have heard about this series. I found out about the series from Book Talk. So yeah, read this. Absolutely loved this. I think this was a 2-day book too. Because Alex, there's just something about a broody, rich man that just gets to me. And he's just like mean to the whole, like mean to everyone else except for this one girl. He's just head over heels. So yeah, I love this. And this is kind of like best friend sister, younger sister kind of thing. So I was like, okay. I like reading books like that too. So yeah, I devoured that. There were some heart-wrenching parts of the book, don't get me wrong. And it never fails when the book's going so good and you still have about like this much of the book left. You know something's gonna happen. You already know. So I already knew something was gonna happen. I didn't like it, especially since she made him work. Okay, it was no plain apology to win her back. She made him work, guys. I mean, for real. And that's how we all need to be at this point, because like, if he really wanted to, he would. So, love that book. You see that? Yeah. If you've heard of this book's not for everyone, okay? I've been seeing people on TikTok saying, I couldn't even read that book. I had a friend, we were supposed to read this together. She couldn't even read it because so basically she gets into it a little bit more than she should with her step cousins. And also her step uncle, whatever. So my friend was like, I'm not reading this, because it was like, she's like, that's disgusting. And you know, I had to explain to her, technically they're not related. They're not related by blood at all. And it's not like she grew up with them. Like, you know, guys, don't come for me at all. Okay, don't come for me at all. In real life, of course, I wouldn't think this way, but it's a bug. It's not real. So yeah, you know what hooked me? Let me look. The 3 of them take her under their wing, teach her to work and survive in the remote woods far away from the rest of the world. She slowly finds her place among them and as a part of them. And she also realizes that lines blur and rules become easy to break when no one else is watching. One of them has her, the other one wants her, but he's going to keep her. You might see why that kind of intrigued me. Penelope Douglas, she's one of my authors that I love reading her books. I feel like all the books, well, I can't say all. I've only read 2 of them so far. The books that I've read by her so far are good. I liked it. This one's a little bit more lengthy, but I feel like, oh shoot, my battery's about to die. I feel like I devoured this. I stayed up late reading this. I was reading this in the car. Like, my cousins were getting annoyed. They felt like I wasn't giving enough attention to them because I was giving attention to this book. And then I had to tell them why. And they're like, oh, tell me more. I was like, I told you. So my camera's about to die. Pause this real quick and give it a little charge. And I'll come back and tell you about the rest of this. Hey, I'm back. All right, where were we? Next book that I read, It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I know there's a lot of controversy on her. I always tell people I'm not super into politics. Therefore, when it comes to social media, I don't pay attention to anything. And technically I had this book before anything ever blew up about her, so don't come for me. But my friend recommended this to me, and I was seeing a lot of it on TikTok because I was seeing Ryle this, and I was just like, who the heck is Ryle? And so I finally read it, and man, this was another 2-day read. Couldn't get enough. I loved it. It was so heartbreaking. So heartbreaking. But I love me some Ryle. I felt for him. I really did. He was my man. Yeah, so I feel like that's all I can say on that. I know it's being made into a movie. There's some mixed things about the casting. I'm not gonna say too much on it, but I had different people in mind. I think everyone had different people in mind for the characters, and the author said, nope, that's not what I want. And it is what it is. I told my friend I don't want to watch it because I know I'm not going to like it, but she's literally forcing me to go. I have no choice in the matter. And if she ever sees this video, you know I'm talking about you. Anywho, that book. Next on the list, another Penelope Douglas, Birthday Girl. Now this right here, I didn't know. Okay, I knew based off the back, you know. I know I love it. So the main character, if this is an age gap book, okay, so if you love age gap tropes, this one's for you. I myself am a fan of age gap tropes because, you know, I love my older men. And Pike, he just happens to be one of them, you know. Jordan, she really knew what she was doing, okay. Yeah, so if you want, the only thing I'm gonna say is Jordan and Pike, obviously those are the 2 main characters, but it's kind of like a age gap forbidden type of thing because she's a teenager. Well, she's a legal teenager, but she's still a teenager, and he's a 38-year-old man. You might be like, oh, that's not bad, what are you talking about? Wait, I'm not finished. Pike is Jordan's boyfriend's father. Let that marinate. When I saw that, I was like, sold. Put it in the cart. Yeah. I love it. loved it. And I just want y'all to know that all these books, as you can tell, if you're wondering, do they have any spice in it? That's all I read at the moment. So yes, know that all these books have spice in it. Okay. Okay, these are the last the last 2 books of my 2023 you know, recap. And I just want to say, the same friend who is forcing me to go see It Ends With Us with her is the same friend who literally told me, if I do not read this book I'm about to tell you guys about, she will not speak to me anymore. Now, I don't know how serious she was about that, but I just took it for being literal. And I went ahead and read it. So, because she just kept bugging. She kept bugging. Read it, read it, read it. And, for those of you who have read this book, you know. You know. And I will say this was my first dive into the dark romance. And I loved every single bit of it. And I don't know if that means that I need help, but it is what it is. I love this book. I think we can all agree that we need a Zade, a Zeddy Zade in our life. I know I do. Yes, I mean, gosh, I can't get. I read this book in 2 days, guys, and this is a pretty thick book, okay? I read this, I devoured this thing. I was also taking this to the car with me, reading it in the car, reading it, you know, when I was hanging out with people and they wasn't doing nothing to entertain me. I picked up my book and I kept reading. I love Addie and Zade. I just love them. They're just so cute. I sound like a freaking, I'm just, they're cute at the end, towards the end. He saw the potential, he saw what he wanted, and he went for it. Whether she wanted it, I don't know. That's all I will say. I probably would have reacted a little differently, maybe. Well, I would have. As fine as Zade is, yes, I would have. No hesitation. I'd have my reserves a little bit, but after all them, you know, roses, mysterious roses, at this point, come live in my house. Just come live in my house. And obviously, if I read Haunting Adeline, you can guess, I read Haunting Adeline. I literally, as soon as I finished reading Haunting Adeline, boom, ordered this on Amazon. 2 free-day shipping came in, and I read this thing. I read this thing. Now, I heard, before I read this, I heard a lot of different things on TikTok. And that it was harder to read. Some people couldn't finish it. Some people cried. And that worried me. Because I'm like, who died? What happened? Especially the cliffhanger that Haunting Adeline ends on. I was so, yeah, me as a person, my friend, she got mad at me for this, but me as a person, I have to know if things end in a happy ending. I will not watch or read things that don't end in a happy ending. So you'll never see me read a book that I've been hearing about on TikTok that's sad, that's heart-wrenching, unless it's because of an awesome, amazing love story that comes to pass and they end up together at the end. I'm not reading it. So I went ahead and searched up on the internet, you know, because I was like, does one of them die? Do they not end up together? So I had to, you know, do some deep digging, and I, as you can tell, found what I needed. I didn't spoil it too much, but I just made sure that they ended up together, that they were still both very much alive throughout the book. I will say, much darker. Don't take trigger warnings as a joke. Don't take them lightly, because when it comes to certain books and authors, they are literally telling you exactly what you're going to be reading throughout the book, if not on every page of the book. This is another big book, a little thicker than that one, because there's 2 parts in this book. And I will say, I was put through the ringer. With this one. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I cried reading a book. It's been a minute, not gonna lie. So I cried on this. I did. And but at the end, your girl is happy. My children ended up together. It was a long roller coaster, but they ended up together. And I thought it was funny going into Haunting Adeline. She literally says, and I quote, let me go ahead and open this, because I want to read exactly from the page. Oh, yeah. She literally says right here, this book ends on a cliffhanger. Okay? So just know, if you don't like cliffhangers, it's probably not best for you to read the book. Especially if you don't have the second one already lined up to read next. So yeah, my first 2 dark romance books, and I'm ready for more. I am. But yeah, that is literally all the books that I read. 2023, what's that? Yeah, I read 10 books. And I just want you guys to know that 4 of those books I read in a week span. So if I really wanted to, I could have read a whole lot more. And yeah, I will make it my mission to read more this year. And that's what my next video is going to be, like my 2024 TBR goals for the year. Because literally Christmas, my birthday, I got a whole stack of new books, and I literally, there's like, I still have, I think, 2 more books that my mom said she'll buy me as like part of my late birthday gift. So I'm about to get 2 more. And yeah, it's really, that's my mission, to read all those books by the end of this year. I will get it done, because especially since I have a lot of free time on my hands with no school until March. Oh, I may be busy. I'll be very busy. But yeah, so that's basically the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and that you liked, you know, the things I had to say about some of the books. And if I convinced you to read some of them, I'm so happy. If you end up reading any of them and you love them, please leave comments below. I want to hear what you think. I love talking to people about books. I enjoy it. And yeah, tune in to my next video if you're also a book lover and you want to see what books I'm planning on reading in 2024. But that is it for today, and I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.